Hot Yoga's standing bow pose, a journey, not a destination. One of the many things that sets hot yoga apart from other styles of yoga are certain postures that we do. And the standing bow, one of the most graceful and elegant postures in the sequence. And definitely my favorite pose is, and if you've been watching this channel, you know it's one of the postures that I feature many times. And I take a lot more joy in teaching you and teaching my students how to get to the next level than I did back in the old days when I was able to achieve the full expression of the pose. Now, you may not be able to achieve the full expression of the pose.
Why not?
But like I said, the title of this video, it's the journey, not the destination. But I promise you, these three things happen. First, consistency. You're doing your yoga practice at least 5 times a week. That's the first thing, consistency. 2, you're putting forth your best effort. And 3, you're in the right position and on the right track. And that's my mission. That's my journey in life, especially the latter part of my career, is to make sure that I'm going to get you in the proper position. Before we continue on, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, hit the notification bell. Any questions or comments, especially about this post, put them down below. I'm happy to get back to you. So this video is going to be a little different. I've chose pictures from the past all the way to the present moment, pictures that I've taken of my students, pictures that I've taken of me helping to assist students to find the next level. And what will make this video different, because I'm going to show pictures to illustrate and at the same time giving you the tools to get to the next level. From beginning to intermediate to advanced to ultra advanced and the full expression. So let's get started. At the beginning level, and maybe you've been doing yoga for a while and you've never been corrected, but you've got to make sure that you're holding your foot properly. Because you could be tenacious, you could be putting forth your best effort, you could be coming every day, but if you're holding your foot wrong, you're not going to be able to improve in the pose. You're going to be stuck. So here's a picture of Elena, and look at her shoulder and look at her elbow. She is holding her foot from the inside, but she's twisted her hand. Now look at this other picture, and you can see the shoulder rotation. You can see how she's laterally rotating her shoulder and her arm to the outside. And look at the shoulder, look at the incorrect picture, look at the correct picture. Your teacher may not be honed in and making the corrections. So turn the hand outside in an external rotation. Now you're going to see this picture of Rose, Hollow Rose, and Sonia, 2 of my students from Iceland. And this is more at a beginning level. And this is an important part of the equation to the standing bow that you must understand. And that is 40% of the pose is going to happen through the back bend. And you never want to overarch your back. You just want to have it happen naturally. 20% is the shoulder and the back hip that you're kicking with, extension of that shoulder in the hip. So what's the remaining 40%? Rochelle, give me a drum roll. The hamstring flexibility of your standing leg. So you can see in this picture how the Rose is almost down to the full position where her stomach's parallel. Not quite. She could go lower, and Sonia is definitely not low enough. So here's the mantra that you have to have when you're doing the standing bow. How high you kick initially depends on the flexibility of your standing leg hamstring.
Yes, that makes so much more sense.
Kick only enough where you can lower down to where that stomach is parallel to the floor. Then you're able to access 100% of your body, 100% of your potential. We're still in the beginning level, so here is a picture of Elena and Marta, and you can see how much lower they are in comparison to Sonia and Hollow Rose. So get your stomach parallel to the floor to get that 40% hamstring happening. The 40% back bend is going to happen automatically, and the 20% extension of your shoulder and your arm, whatever you're kicking with, that's going to bring you to the next level. It's going to get you from beginner to intermediate. Now here are a couple more pictures at the intermediate level. Here's a picture of me assisting Jamie, who was a Barkan Method, senior Barkan Method teacher in Fort Lauderdale. Here's a picture of me assisting Elena, also a senior Barkan teacher from Fort Lauderdale. And here I am in Costa Rica with Barkan teacher Morgan. So you can see these 3 poses. They are at the intermediate level. So yes, we have to find how high we kick initially, because your hamstrings are a little more flexible. You can kick a little bit higher so you can get that body down to where the stomach's parallel to the floor. But then here's the thing. You have to feel your body elastic. As I travel around the world, I see people doing this pose, standing bow, and they feel stuck. They're holding on too tight. You have to be able to allow your body to stretch. Just enough strength to maintain the position, but you have the flexibility to extend in the pose. Because what happens, people get down into the pose and they just stay there. We have to stretch, extend. We're extending that right arm. Let's say we're doing the right side. We're extending the left arm forward to the mirror, extending the right leg back behind, because sometimes people get stuck in their shoulders. Extend the shoulders away from your neck. Feel your body elastic. Now here's the picture again of Morgan in Costa Rica. And by the way, if you're interested in coming with us next year in Costa Rica, I put links in the description below. It's going to be May 2027. We'd love to have you join us. But here's the other equation. And this is really important. People get into a negative attitude when they're practicing yoga. Oh, I wish I was doing more. I wish I could do what that person's doing. How will I ever get unstuck within the position? So here's the equation. Find your starting point in each pose without judgment, because that's the key. That negative thought will ripple into your physiology and actually make you tighter. So find your starting point without judgment is the key. And then what's your next goal? Your next goal is the next inch. If you live outside the United States, the next 2.54 centimeters, the next 3 centimeters. Where is the next level within your own practice? And then back to the feel your body elastic again. Feel the extension happening based on the foundation of your strength, enough strength to maintain the position, but in your mind, extend and stretch. That's what the word tantra means, to extend, to stretch, to loom. And that's where Hatha Yoga comes from. So here I am with Jamie and with Elena, and one of the reasons why I'm assisting them in this position is because I want to get their knee to come underneath the foot. What I see many people do is the knee sticks out to the side. If they're doing the right side, the knee sticks out to the right, then the foot turns. If they're doing the left side, the knee sticks out to the left, and the foot turns. You want the foot to come straight out of the back of your head, so you can put the foot flat up against the mirror. And the only way you can do that is to get the knee underneath the foot. So here I am making an assist on Jamie and on Elena and on Morgan. We're going to get at the Costa Rica picture. That's why I'm making the adjustment, the hands-on assist, is to position their knee under the foot, get that foot right growing right out of the back of the head. So here's a photo of Jo doing the standing bow. Jo's also a senior Barkan teacher. She's been on many of my YouTube videos. She now has to kick a little bit higher, but she has the flexibility in her standing leg to lower down. So here's the thing. When you're able to get your foot at least 6 or 7 inches above your head, I don't know what that is in centimeters, something like 15, 16 centimeters above your head, then you have to change your grip. You must hold lower. You can see where Jo is holding. She's not holding on her foot. Meanwhile, back to the grip, even for the first day beginning student, I like where the top of the foot and the ankle meet. 2 inches below the toes, I believe, is too high because that's going to restrict your back bend. It's going to restrict your range of motion. But as you get to the advanced level, and this you can see Jo at the advanced level, you got to hold just below the ankle on the leg. Now here's another expert tip that not many people talk about. I also, especially when you're holding it down at the advanced level, I don't want you to hold on to a bony part of your shin. I want you to find a soft, fleshy part of the muscle. Hold on to a part of the muscle that you can squeeze. So like the archer pulls the arrow against the bow, you're squeezing the grip as you pull it back. And that's going to also give you more elasticity in your consciousness. Allow your body to extend and to expand and to stretch and to loom. So you're going to hold just below the ankle and hold a soft part of your leg that you can squeeze as you squeeze that leg back to eventually get to that full expression. Now back to the advanced pose, back to Jo again. What happens is a beginner will see somebody like Jo who's kicking really high in the beginning because she has to release the back hip, but she has the flexibility to get low enough. But if the beginning student is watching Jo and thinks that's how they're supposed to start the pose and they kick too high, they're going to be stuck up into the clouds forever. You can see this picture where they're stuck up too high. So what's the equation again? How high you kick initially depends on the flexibility of your hamstring. So the answer to the question is, and that's where the practice is, you got to figure out how high you can kick where you can still lower yourself down where the stomach's parallel to the floor. Now for the ultra advanced, there's a lot of people, and I've taken pride, like I say, more joy than pride in getting people to that next level and eventually ultimately to the full expression. A lot of times people are really close to straightening their leg. They may be 2 or 3 inches away, but they don't realize how close they are. This is a trick that I created, and it's how I was able to straighten my leg for the first time. And this picture was taken in Blacksburg, Virginia. Forgive me, I forget the name of the student, but it's Nicole's studio in Balance. In fact, I'm going to be there doing a Barkan workshop in September. I put links in the description below. But what I have them do is look to the side mirror, and they would see that their leg is about 1 or 2 inches away. It's like 4 or 5 centimeters. And if they look in the mirror and they can see it, they can go, oh, I didn't know I was that close. And every time they straighten their leg, it's the last trick to get them to straighten the leg. Now, Are you able to do that on your own? Can you maintain the position? If you do have a side mirror, look in the side mirror and be able to straighten the leg and then look back forward. Do you have the balance to do that? Possibly. If you're at that level, good chance you can. That's again how I was able to straighten my leg in the standing bow. The ultimate expression. That's a little trick that I developed. So here's a final montage of all the students that I've helped reach that ultimate final full expression. And once again, let's go back. As you look at these pictures, let's review how you kick initially. Depends on the flexibility of the hamstring of your standing leg. Find your starting point without judgment, then find the next inch. And these three qualities must be intact. 1, you're putting forth your best effort. 2, you're coming at least 5 times a week in consistency. And 3, you're on the right track. Proper position. Getting that knee underneath the foot is also a very important point. So in order to find the full expression, all those 3 things are in place. Watch my other videos on YouTube where I help you find the next level, find the next inch, find your full expression. It's a wonderful feeling of achievement, at the same time making an investment in your future health. July 25th, I'm going to be at They Flow Yoga in Orlando for a 1-day, 3-hour Barkan Method workshop from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Love to have you join us. And in August, I'm going to be at Infinity Yoga in Tennessee for a Barkan Method Level 2/3 training. I also put links in the description below. That's our episode for today. I hope you enjoyed this new format. If you have any questions or comments, put them down below. I'm happy to get back to you. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.